Welcome to the Den, the Dark Entertainment Network. I'm the Gothic Rose, and you can find me live on TikTok every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And be sure to catch up on Spotify, YouTube, and the Welcome to the Den podcast blog on WordPress. If you'd like to send me a terrifying tale, please email me at welcometothedenpodcast@gmail.com. But let's get to the Daily Dive in 5 and the Fresh Hell for the second day of the year, January 2nd, 2025. And we're still at war here with MAGA and Elon Musk. Oh, things are heating up, especially since MAGA feels betrayed by Donald Trump for not keeping his campaign promises. Now, the MAGA community is in complete turmoil as Elon Musk asserts more control, leading to accusations of censorship, which he is doing, Elon Musk, to a lot of MAGA influencers over on X. Now, he bought Twitter under the guise of freedom of speech, but turned it into his own right-wing propaganda and basically used MAGA to grow his own base. And now that he doesn't need MAGA anymore, he is discarding them like narcissists do. So Steve Bannon, I can't even believe I'm mentioning him right now, has threatened Elon Musk saying, "We will rip your face off." Oh my God, it's insane, over the H-1B visa issue. But again, these people wanted less immigration, not more. They don't care from where, and that is their stance. Now, in New Orleans, a really tragic accident, well, it wasn't an accident, it was an attack, left 15 dead and dozens injured. Now, President-elect blamed Islamic terrorists for the incident, but it was a U.S. veteran. And of course, Senator John Kennedy made his controversial comments during a press conference about the New Orleans attack, which many found incredibly tone deaf. And he was talking about, we need the truth, we need the truth. Yeah, we want the truth, but it just didn't sound like he actually cared about any of the victims. Now, the Cybertruck bomber who detonated the vehicle outside of Trump Tower in Las Vegas, he was also a U.S. veteran. And I heard through the grapevine, but cannot verify, that those two veterans may have been from the same base. I don't know if at the same time, but I did hear that. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Take that with a grain of salt. Do your own research here. But it's getting crazy because that was just such an ominous warning about the fact that people are sick and tired of, especially veterans, being pushed aside for all of their sacrifices that they make for us. And now people like Donald Trump and Elon Musk want to push them to the side even further. And that's just wrong because they are American heroes. Now, of course, I spoke about the rain on New Year's Eve in New York City, but there was also a shooting on the subway. And Curtis Sliwa, who had run against Eric Adams in the mayoral race, and obviously Adams won, he vowed, Curtis Sliwa, to bring the guardian angels back to the subways. And now Mayor Adams told him to kind of step back a little bit and not go as far as he did when he did that citizen's arrest of the supposed assaulter, sexual assaulter, that was a migrant. But at least he did something, you know? So, I mean, if anyone should step back, it should be Adams, who's been indicted and is facing calls to step back, similar to his scandal-ridden police department, as in adult favors for overtime. Absolutely ridiculous. But let me just tell you a quick story about the guardian angels. So it was the late 90s, and I was riding the subway. It must have been about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's a very scary time to ride the subway, but I couldn't get a cab. So I needed to get home, and I walked down the steps, and you could just hear your own echo when there's no one on the subway, except I wasn't the only person on the platform. There was a man all the way at the other end, and you can tell when someone's calm, and you can tell when someone has bad intentions. And my fight, flight, or freeze had just kicked into freeze and how do I back up and get out of here and even walk home if I have to 100 blocks not to be on the subway platform with this man who, if you guys know what I'm talking about, with certain people in the city, had the devil in his eyes. So I'm standing there and I'm trying to figure out what to do. And out of the shadows stepped a guardian angel, and my whole body just relaxed. And that guy just kept to himself, and he didn't even get on the subway when I did. So thank you, guardian angels from back in the 90s. Because maybe if they were around the mass shooting that happened at the Amazura Nightclub in Queens that left 10 people injured when these people got out of a car and just opened fire, sprayed bullets to get as many people as they could, maybe things like that would not have happened. But let's end this Daily Dive in 5 on a high note. President Biden awarded the Presidential Citizens Medal to Liz Cheney and Bennie Thompson for their work on the January 6th committee. So this has been the Daily Dive in 5 and the fresh hell for the second day of the year. I am the Gothic Rose. Thank you for joining me in the den.